Hello, everybody. This is Ty Rivera, and this is episode 2 of Unbothered by Ty Rivera. Last week's guest, Carmen Morales, gave us the name to the show, and I decided earlier tonight that Zach Elk is now officially my sidekick. That's his title. Say hello, Zach.
Hello.
I'm glad you didn't say hello, Zach, even though that would have been cool.
But I just feel every time I hear that, I feel like punching the person in the face.
I understand, and it's a lot for me to ask of you. And I won't ever, just assume you're going to do it. But if you ever did, maybe on my birthday.
But like every time a person does that, I feel as if they're stepping outside their box and just like trying to be like, but it's not original.
I don't know why I think it's cute every time. Maybe because Home Alone, Kevin said it. You know what I mean? Say goodnight, Kevin. Good night, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why I've always thought it's cute. But anyway. Hello, Zach. Great having you, or thank you for having me, I should say, technically, the way this all works out. But whatever happened, I'm glad we're hanging out, and I'm glad to have our guest. I will tell you just really quickly as the intro. Our guest I met originally at the Comedy Store, and I was not the nicest person the first time I met you.
I didn't know if you remembered.
I remember, and I was wrong, and I will tell you I was wrong, and I was just in a bitchy mood that day, and I thought you were a new open micer that was being an asshole, but I thought you were being an asshole. I didn't realize what your personality was like. Mm-hmm. So I was bitchy with you unnecessarily, and if you want, after I introduce you, you can tell your side of that story, because I was fully wrong, and I do admit that. And then, but, I was ready to stick with my wrongness because I thought you were just some open micer. When you're kind of like, I was wrong, but I'm willing to live with that. You know what I mean? And then one day you were talking to Jamar Neighbors, who Jamar I absolutely love and respect. I mean, I really love Jamar. Not only is he great, Roast Battle, which I love, The Wave, and Jamar hits his fucking marks. You know what I mean? And so I really love and respect Jamar. And also just I've known him forever and respect him when he does stand up too. I just think he's all the way around great. And I also like that when I see him around people, it's people that are actually usually worth a fuck. You know what I mean? He doesn't surround himself with people that, he says hi to everybody, but
yeah.
So anyway, so I saw Jamar, and you had just walked away from talking to him, and then he was like, he had mentioned that he just thought you were a really good person, good energy, good person, and so then I was like, well, if Jamar likes her so much, then I have to at least try to be cool, and then once I met you, then I was like, yes, I really do love this girl, I just think you're great. But our guest is, that's her intro.
So embarrassing.
I thought you were a bitch, but it turns out you're not.
Yeah, I really like her. I mean, because we've talked at length at the Comedy Store, or just that one night, and the one time I first remember really talking to you was in the belly room. And we were sitting by the bathrooms in between on that bench.
Yeah, I remember that talk. That was a great talk.
Yeah.
It was.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever, just,
Well, I'm a comedian,
mm-hmm.
And I do remember meeting you that night, Ty. And I didn't know what to really think, because even though you were a little bit pissy, your attitude was a little, I still liked you. Because I thought, who is this? I was like, who the fuck this is? They know he's talking to me. Really upset, so confused, the audacity. People be afraid. I feel like people are afraid to be that way with me. You know what I mean? And so I kind of really admired that. So, but anyway, I do remember meeting you, and it wasn't bad at all. I mean, I knew eventually you would turn around. I was like, if he's great, because people were calling you great before I knew you.
I appreciate that.
So I was like, if he's really great, he'll come around and we'll meet eye to eye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Soon enough.
And that is what happened. Yeah. And we chat, and I wanted to have you here just to talk. congratulations on your article.
Thank you.
Yeah, and do you want to set up your article a little bit, or like?
I'm gonna take the gum out of my mouth because it's just my mouth is just juicy.
That's a good time to chat.
Can I get more water? Oh wait, there's no one here to give me that.
Here,
There's
you
no
can have
one
some of
go-
mine.
Can
Nowhere
I?
going back.
Pour some in there. What was the question? Where were we
A bit about your article with about
My
Leslie
article.
Jones.
My article about Leslie Jones. Well, it's kind of a dialogue I've stuck with for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there is a conversation that goes on, I feel, behind closed doors that doesn't get enough notice. People really don't like to talk about it out in the open where, I don't know, maybe like white people can hear. I don't know who. But it seems like that's what it is, and I just can't fully comply with that. I want to have my commentary. I want to say the way I feel, at least.
Mm-hmm.
The way I feel is mostly important for me.
Yeah.
And if I'm able to talk about it, no matter what the source is, if it's comedy, if it's an article, if it's, whatever, any way that I can say it in the way that I mean to say it, I want to say it.
Yeah, but okay, so how would you set up the background, Zach, on like the Leslie Jones situation?
As far as the people that are attacking her?
As far as the situation going on, like, like what's because here's my thing. Like, I went to watch Ghostbusters because like I like and have always, like I said that on the last post, I have always liked Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
And so like, really, I was venting to Clee, another friend that knows Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I don't know if anybody that's going to listen isn't familiar with the Leslie Jones situation. So I don't know if I should set that up or.
Oh, well, you want me to set that up?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's okay. So that's mostly like her Twitter got bombarded with a lot of hate speech. A lot of hateful memes comparing her to like gorillas and
Yeah.
So many.
Like
There
they were
was
putting the pictures of
They were putting the pictures of Harambe, the gorilla they killed
at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah, at the Cincinnati Zoo, and that already got a lot of hateful black speech from people, which is whatever. That's normal. People are fucking hateful and weird.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
But. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
She got bombarded with it.
Yeah, and my thing was, originally I was just talking about it on Facebook with Clee, who I'm friends with, who's, like I said, has Leslie as a friend as well. So Clee's a mutual friend. And really my stuff was more meant for a conversation between me and Clee, because here's the way I feel about it. Like, I really do like Leslie and respect her as a comic. I also do follow Milo on Twitter, and I'm familiar with what he does. And I do like what he does, even though I know not everybody does. And some people say he's hateful and all sorts of stuff. I think he's definitely likes to get under people's skin. But I think a lot of times he does have a point, and he does actually bring some stuff up. It's just a different way of looking at it, even if people in the end don't agree.
Yeah.
And
Milo.
yeah. That's Milo at Nero on Twitter, or was. Are you not familiar with Milo?
I'm not familiar with Milo.
Okay, Milo was like the main troll that
that was doing that? Oh. Is it the blonde guy?
Yes.
The blonde gay guy.
Yes.
The hot guy. The
Yes.
cute guy. I'm not trying to say it like that.
He is still cute, though.
But it was like, why would they show a photo of the hottest white guy and that's the troll? Like, get the fuck. What am I supposed to hate him now? I want to fuck him. Like, that's how he's hot.
But no,
Okay,
that's
I'm
white
done.
privilege right there.
That's some white ass privilege. You look at him like, oh, he's harmless. He couldn't have done that.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, but it was great. Yeah, but so Milo. But my thing was, because I actually like Leslie and want, like, I want to see her enjoy this.
Yeah.
And like she's posted several times about different things that haven't gone her, I don't even want to say haven't gone her way, because it's like she gets upset, and it's like, this is all a part of being successful. And it's kind of great in a way that like every famous person you think of has something that they got made fun of for, or really people went after. Like Michael Jackson, people talked about his nose all the time. He was a white woman. Like
really
it was the
sad about
same
that.
hack jokes over and over and over.
Yeah.
You know, so in a way, that's just a part of it. But also, he was thrust into it. Like, when you come into it later in life, I think you should be a little more thick-skinned when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because we all know the kind of stuff people said to us in grade school, and that's what trolls do.
Yeah.
They take the thing that's when you're young, like, they know what that thing is. You know what I mean? Because it's the most obvious thing. It's like kid thinking, really.
Yeah.
So then they do that, and then Leslie retweets it, and now you're giving this person a shout out. And I checked out some of the, the profiles she was responding to. One of them had 47 followers, another one like 100 and something. And it's just kind of like, why are you feeding these bottom of the barrel trolls?
Well, you know which comedian does that, where like they put the trolls on blast, is Eric Andre on Instagram, and like he puts them on blast where it's like still an eloquent manner in the Eric Andre way, but it's still funny where like he's being a dick at the same time. Like he's able to get his fan base to support him and back him.
Oh yeah, well I use that strategy sometimes. Like I do shots fired and you know what I mean, screenshots and stuff. But you got to be sure. Like that's a real troll game,
right?
So you got to be sure of what you're doing. There's a way that trolling works. You know what I mean? People don't get. There's rules.
So here's how I feel. Here's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Eric Andre. I think that's pretty dope. But see, there are people who can see that for Eric Andre, but not see that for Leslie. And my problem with that is that there's a strategic thing that she's possibly doing as well. And just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not valid. And in my opinion, I just kind of feel like, if the point of her putting that kind of stuff out was just like, if you listen to her comedy is very open. It's very, I'm talking to you. She'll talk to an audience and kill just talking to the audience. You know what I mean? And I think she's just more
Maybe
forward.
I didn't see her in too long. Maybe I haven't seen her in too long, because I remember, the joke I remember most from Leslie was the one about how she's a top shelf bitch.
Yeah, I've heard that too, which is awesome.
Which is what I think of and what I thought of her to begin with, and what I fully bought into.
Yeah.
Like at a point, you can't count on the world to tell you you're beautiful. You have to just know you're beautiful. And, if 40 isn't a good time to start that, and you're 48 now and still aren't doing that, in some ways, I feel like that's more of a problem with your thinking, because you're on SNL, a legendary sketch show. You're on a movie. You're on a summer blockbuster. Who cares how it did? Who cares what the numbers were? You were on it.
Yeah.
Like, you got the role. Your life is good, But then there's the dress situation she was upset about, which was, and after a while, it's like, enjoy your blessings. Life is good.
Life is good, and I think I mentioned this as well in the article, but my point with life being good is that if you're a conscious person, if you feel some kind of way about something and you never get to voice your opinion and you just have to kind of disappear within your success, I think at some point there's going to be a moment where you're going to start regretting your success, or you're going to start not feeling like it's as comfortable as it once was, because you never took the opportunity to say what you really felt like you needed to say. And I think she's at a point in her life, she's an older woman, at the point of her life now, she's like, I'm gonna fucking say whatever I want to say. And if I want to retweet these haters, I'm gonna retweet them calling me a fucking gorilla, because this is just what the fuck I want to do. Nobody else in this business is getting called a gorilla unless you're Michelle Obama. But what I'm saying is, like, she
No, you didn't have to throw that in.
I legit didn't mean to be like
no,
that.
it's so great.
But I'm saying she gets those too. Stop comparing us to monkeys. No one wants to be compared to a fucking monkey. And so my point is, she has, Let her do what she
careful
wants to
with
do.
the
Oh,
table,
sorry,
'cause
sorry.
It keeps on
That's
hitting
like
the
popping
mic.
peas, huh? I'm sorry.
That's all good.
No.
But no,
The
it
emotion's
gets
good.
to a point. It gets to a point where you're just like, I have nothing to lose, and I want to expose these people that are doing this to me, because I know probably there are many more people that want to do it. So those trolls, in some sense, have some balls about them that they would like literally, tweet to her
Yeah.
about it.
Now I'll talk about the part where it gets personal. Because,
To you.
yeah, because I posted on Clee's page about it, right? Clee from Ed and Clee, I just did their podcast recently. I posted it on Facebook if you get a chance to listen to it. But that's Ed and Clee. And I really like Ed and Clee. I mean, Clee's thinking is completely different from mine, but it's still interesting.
Yeah.
And then Ed is completely different from my thinking too, but also I just Ed's a lot more common sense, Clee's a lot more emotion. Like sometimes, and this part I don't expect you guys to co-sign to, or I'm not saying
That might just be man and woman.
this does not reflect Zach and Jill's opinions of anybody, just so everybody knows, because Clee, you might hear, but this is just the way I feel about it. Clee isn't always the most factually accurate. That's been my experience. So the thing is, we got into it a little bit about the situation because I thought that maybe Clee being a friend to Leslie, because the way you explain it does make a lot of sense. It's not a way that I would look at it, and in the end, it's not the way I would handle it. You know what I mean? But I can see what you're saying for sure. And if I could have got something like that from Clee, then I could definitely understand it more. But more the way she came at it was arguing even the fact that it does come off as ungrateful for some of us. You know what I mean? That's the way it looks for some of us, because it's like, you've got this great life. How about you enjoy that and shut out the negative? Who cares about the negative? You've already made it to this point. And we're all in show business. So how many times did you have doors shut in your face because of the way you looked, or because you weren't the traditional or whatever? And it was sort of like, in some ways, in that way, Leslie may not realize it, but she already is a hero to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Just making it to where she made it is enough of a statement.
Yeah.
And if you can show some of the happy side too, and really just can we just have a time where you just admit it's all good for a minute? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great not to think about those. So that's more what my thinking was, right? But I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying this is the way to think. I'm just saying this is the way I came at it when I'm talking to Clee, But she doesn't get that, and so she more starts trying to argue with me, and then she says that she actually saw Milo do it, and it's like, Milo didn't send out an ape tweet. He may have retweeted some stuff, but I didn't even say that. I just said he didn't call her an ape. That would have been in the news and everything else, that's not what he did. And so she was maintaining that he had, and so I caught her basically lying or not telling the truth, and I was really going after that. So she decided to call Leslie in at that point. Yeah, which I was Facebook friends with Leslie, so if I wanted to say that directly to Leslie, I could either hit her up, or I could have messaged her right there so that she could see it or whatever. So in my opinion, me being a little bit old school, my thinking is that's where Clee was getting messy, because
It's kind of like running to mom and tattling on your siblings.
yeah, and if you're friends with her, you don't want to further upset her by her seeing my opinion too. You know what I mean? Or calling her attention to my opinion too. So that's a part of the reason that I didn't hit her up. Anyway, long story short, Clee calls in Leslie, and then Leslie comes in, and
This is what I have it up for you.
Yeah.
So she tweeted at you saying, "I'm very confused, ungrateful, ? Ty Rivera, please tell me this is not an attempt to piggyback. Wow, how sad. Because I'm pointing out some things I'm ungrateful. I truly get it now. I remember when you used to ask me for gigs. That's amazing, but okay, I'm ungrateful."
Yeah, and I was doing a podcast at that time. So all I saw was her put the wow ungrateful. And my thinking is, the way I see things is, if you're Leslie Jones and you hit me up because you read the thread that I said, I'm willing to own those words and explain why it is I said that. But if I'm doing a podcast, I'm not going to be able to give you the respect that you actually deserve because I do respect you. Like, this is what my thinking was and why I sent her what I sent her next. You know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, you have a right. Like, you know, now you've been called in and I'm willing to own it. But, like, I'll explain it in a respectful way where you at least, you know what I mean? Like, because I think a good friend would have said to her, if Clea was really a good friend, she might have said something like, look, there's some people that really like you that see it this way. Maybe you completely don't see that, but you know what I mean? I would tip a friend off to what public perception might be, especially if they're an actual public figure.
Right.
You know, and if it's a person like me that's not known for being a hater, because I'm known for being some things, but mainly what I'm known for is being honest about my opinion and not being just outright hater. It didn't bother me even a little bit that the Ghostbusters were women. Like, that did not... Like, you know, even the people that really were going hard about that, I was like, why do these people care that the Ghostbusters are women?
Because they have pussies.
Yeah, I got news for you. Point Break wasn't Point Break. When they made the second Point Break, yes, it was still men.
That was kind of weird too. They were stupid. They were so upset. I was like, it's just another movie.
Yeah.
What are you upset about? People get really fanatical about things.
Yeah, I didn't get that, and I wasn't like, you know, at all feeding into that. You know, but I forgot where I was in the story.
Movies. Ghostbusters.
That's the best you can do is movies, Ghostbusters?
I just remember you were leaving off on the Ghostbusters and you're saying like it has nothing to do with them being female or like that controversy.
Okay, so anyway, so my point was, we'll figure it out. My point was, Clea called her in, and then so Leslie says that, you know, the tweet that Zach just says, but I hadn't read all that. That when I sent by the time I sent my message to her was immediately after, and what I sent her was, Leslie Jones recording a podcast right now, but will definitely respond. I respect you, but some is just coming off whiny. That's what I put.
Did you put that, like, did you private message her that, or did you put that on Twitter for everyone to see?
Well, that was on Clee's post still, because, like, she called it out on the post, and I said it on the post, so you clear it up on the post. That's the way I see it, you know what I mean? So everybody can see where I'm coming from, what, you know what I mean? Like, and I really do respect her, so it wasn't like I was going to try to go at her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was going to respond respectfully, and then at the end she could tell me to fuck off or whatever, you know what I mean? But at least, you know what I mean? Like... So then, like, by the time I sent that, which was almost immediately after, she had already blocked me. So I didn't read the whole message. It wasn't until later a friend showed me on their phone that I realized that she had put, like, you know, I remember when you used to ask me for gigs. That's amazing, but okay. And it was like, I have never in my life asked Leslie Jones for a gig. We're not friends like that. We don't know each other like that. Technically... I was kind of surprised she responded on me because we just don't know each other. Like, I've respected her work and liked her since before all of this stuff happened. But as far as her actually knowing me, I didn't even know she really knew me.
It's funny how like she says that she knew you, but at the same time, she didn't at you at your screen name. That's something I noticed.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want the person to see, then you would like at the symbol and then put their name. Like,
yeah. And I mean, like, you know, so for me, that's where she lost my respect as far as that goes. And, like, you know, it's just, don't lie about me to me. Because, like, I did not ask you for gigs. I'm not even known for asking people for gigs. Like, you know, there's two people I would ever in my life to ask for gigs. Well, when I was first coming up, one time I hit Siddiqui Fuller up and told him if he ever had anything that I could possibly do. This was years and years ago, MySpace days. Claude Stewart. So this is how new I was. You know what I mean? Claude Stewart, I hit Claude Stewart up and same thing, but no like weirdness or anything. Just like, you know, if you ever need somebody to go on the road, that kind of shit. And now I would never do that. But like, and then like when I got further along, Russell Peters and Gabriel Iglesias, I've hit each of them up before because they either told me to or they're like, every once in a while check in. And then, but that has been forever ago. You know what I mean? Like we don't have that relationship anymore either. Like now hitting them up like that would be as weird as me ever hitting Leslie up because we just never had that relationship.
right.
You know? I wouldn't even creep into her inbox.
You wouldn't slide into her DMs?
Nope, sliding into the DMs, not going to happen.
Well, I just think there are times when people may also just have a different understanding of whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Stop grabbing that part of the mic.
Sorry. I'm just fucking up the whole recording. No. But it's just everyone reacts to things differently.
But you can't lie about people. That's one thing I maintain.
But maybe she felt she wasn't necessarily lying about something. Maybe she thought it was something it wasn't. You know what I mean? I mean, that's possible. I don't want to play either side. I don't know what to do with that.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying I'm not a I'm just saying I'm not a liar, and I would not say I would. If I had ever asked Leslie Jones for a gig, I would just be, that's it. I asked Leslie Jones for a gig, or like we were friends like that or whatever, but we were never friends like that. Yeah. And I don't know where she would have got that idea, because like she knows that you know who you know. I know who I know. You know what I mean? It's not like we had some secret relationship that like, the extent of my thing with Leslie was like, as far as I go, kind of like, basically a fan, even though I'm in the same industry. Like, when she was having a hard time before all of this happened, like I remember her putting this post that was like a heartfelt, like, I'm having a hard time, and it was her in the struggle, and I've been doing this many years and nothing has happened, and it was truly one of those posts. And I sent her on her thread, keep your head up, you're great, and everybody knows it. And then when she got her thing, also on her, like I said, I wouldn't go to her private message because I don't think that that's our relationship, you know what I mean? So I certainly wouldn't ask you for gigs, but definitely a supporter, so I'll put on your page like a fan, like, keep doing it, you know what I mean? So yeah. I think that's kind of what disappointed me, is like I know what I have and haven't done in my life, and like asking her for gigs just isn't something I've done. And so it made it sort of like, well, I can understand if like maybe you said whatever and like you thought I was dumb or whatever, but for me, like outright lying to me is where I get like, you lose me.
Now, when you say like you knew Leslie Jones, like what like year would you say like you first saw her?
I would say 2005.
And where was she as a comic? Like, was she already?
Maybe even 2004. It was relatively quick. Like I got here 2003, and like I don't remember when I really started hanging out at the Comedy Store, like even checking out the Belly Room or feeling comfortable like that. But whenever that was. So what was your question?
No, but like I remember like when you were talking to Carmen in the last episode, like you were talking about like how like you always saw her outside acting like a fool, like just like keeping everyone like happy and all that stuff. Like she had that natural entertainment.
Well, no, like when I see her, she's usually really chill. That's when I like outside of like when like that night, Emmy night or whatever it was, when she was wearing the really nice dress, she showed up and was just a comic and just hanging out, and I like stayed away from her. Because like, when they're in the back and stuff like that, I'm not going to bother people I don't have that relationship with. Right. So like that's how not, if you're asking people for gigs, you're usually close with them. Yeah. That's how not close we were. Like, like I really felt like me even talking to her would be disturbing her. And like by rights, she's on SNL and she's, here after the Emmys, and that's not what she's back there for. And I'm not technically a regular anyway. And you know what I mean? Like, so just complete violation in my opinion, and also like, so, I definitely wouldn't overstep my bounds and be like, can I have a gig or, Yeah.
Like, but was she someone like that was already like a feature? Like, or was she already like getting like a lot of like mom and like family bookings?
She was working a lot. I don't know where she was at the process in the store, because like, to me, I don't know what your guys' perception was, but when I first started seeing people, when they really rocked the room, because the joke she did was this joke about like how Jennifer Lopez, will tell you about when it was. She did a joke about how Jennifer Lopez was running around marrying everybody like she needed a damn green card. And it was really funny, and everybody lost it, including me. And like from that moment, I was just like, this girl is great. Like I just thought she was great. Yeah. So like to me, she seemed like, so I don't know where she was technically at in her career, but to me, she seemed, like like the most legit thing in the world. Like, you know.
I think she was at that point.
Yeah, I already.
Yeah, with those jokes, those were on TV. So.
Yeah, and I think also it might be a little of my own disappointment. Like, I maybe projected too much onto her. That might have happened too. You know what I mean? Like, I projected more. Like, I decided she was something that she wasn't in my head. You know what I mean?
You put her up on like a bit of a pedestal. Or...
I thought she knew everything. Like, you know, like the thing is, I thought she like, you know, like.
So she was a sacred cow to you.
Completely, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, I thought she like really did, like, you know, she was self-aware. She knows the way she looks. She knows the mean shit people are gonna say. Yeah, she knows it. She's also like, you know, worth having around. You know, she's a top shelf bitch. She's, you know what I mean? So like maybe that was me projecting, and I got more disappointed than I should have. You know, about somebody else. But then, like, of course, like I said, once she lied about me, then I got like, well, now I really don't.
Because you're still Ty. You're still Ty Rivera. You're like, oh, you're so great. And then you fucking.
Isn't this interesting, though? We have Jill on. In the first impression, it was just like, you guys didn't go so well. And then it now developed into friendship. And now with Leslie, it just like totally transformed to her like, now I don't like that bitch.
Yeah, but, you know, I still would choose my words and not call her a bitch. Or, you know, I still respect her as a comic. Like, even when I don't like the way somebody is or whatever, I don't ever, like, say anything that's, like, not true like that.
Right.
Like, Leslie Jones is still funny.
I think she's, like, probably the best female working comedian today.
Yeah.
If not her, then Maria Bamford.
And I watched Ghostbusters the day
Maria
after this
Bamford,
drama
too.
happened.
It could be both. It could be.
Ty.
You know, people think you got to have one. It could be more than just one. You know?
What, top female comic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
come
definitely
on.
me.
Girl.
Shots fired. We're going to get a tweet from Leslie Jones tonight.
Definitely me. Leslie Jones and everybody else needs to know it, too. That's all over Facebook. Just
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah, but no.
Leslie Jones is a big influence on me.
I can see that. And and like I said, I still have to respect her. You know what I mean? She's still done what she's done. I just didn't like that part of the way she handled things. But I'm not going to, and I definitely wouldn't be confronting her at the store. If she ever decides she wants to pull me aside and just like, you know, I'd like to talk to you, I'll be open to that. But like, you know, I wouldn't go bothering her. Like, she's still what she is, you know?
But like what I see her doing right now is just the real life version of Jay and Silent Bob, where they found the internet trolls and they went to their house and would beat them up and just find.
Was that a movie?
Yeah,
I
Jay
remember
and
seeing that.
Yeah, so like this is her way of just going like, I don't have enough time, but at the same time, like everything, like fucking, I could imagine all the stress of just like the movie being released in that dress and all that, just like adding up to her.
Yeah, and the movie was really funny. You know, if I'm on.
Can I interject before you say something?
Go ahead. Quit clicking the mic. But go ahead.
Is that how you get the attention? You start clicking on the mic. I like to speak.
I kind of feel like it's crazy because damn it, I forgot I was gonna say. I just want to interject so bad.
No, what did you?
What were we saying? We were talking about.
I was
Jay and
giving
Silent
my
Bob,
review.
Ghostbusters being
I
a
was
good
giving
movie.
my review.
Don't give your review, but here's what I feel.
Don't give your review.
Here's what I feel about shit. We were talking about.
Here's the deal. I have to give my review, and I'll tell you why. Because I already promised everybody on Facebook, since I watched it twice, I posted on my Facebook that I would review, like tell people what I honestly thought about it. And honestly, I did think it was a good movie. I thought it was a cute movie. Leslie Jones, I kept an open mind when watching her, but like you could tell it was her first movie, or it looked like, you know what I mean? Like it just, but I'm not an actor. Like I got canned my first day on a sitcom, you know, like we didn't even make it to the day. It was like a network run through. And after that, they were like, yeah, you can go. But like, you know, we finished out the day, but then I woke up to a phone call after my nap that said like, yeah, I'd been so like not every comic is a natural. So I think that's also kind of why she's a little tender about it, because like, you know, but people were laughing. It's not like they weren't liking her parts. You know what I mean? So like at the same time, I just think all the way around, I just wanted her to tell everybody like, fuck you in a better way. You know, because like to me, when I get on a movie, because I'm going to be terrible. I can already tell you, I can't act. So trust me, I'm going to be terrible. But the fact that they want me enough to put up with my terrible ass tells you how great I am. And I think that's also the way Leslie even needs to look at that part. You know, if people are saying, because like people have like panned her acting a little bit, you know, and I can see what they were talking about, but a lot of comics don't start off great actors. Like they grow into it.
Yeah.
So there's still time for that to happen, you know. So I guess my school of thought on everything is more like, don't go into the negative and don't let those people bring you down. In a lot of cases, don't even really let them in. Like, that's why, like, you know, like people see the way I handle my social media. I block people as soon as they say something that really is unproductive and not helping out the conversation. It's like, block. I don't need to hear anything you're going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think it's because with the whole acting thing, do you think it's because like we're realists or people who can't necessarily go into character mode without a purpose? Or because there are some comedians that can act their ass off.
I know, and I agree, and they're blessed.
Yeah.
You know, but I personally am just too selfish.
Okay.
You know,
I
acting
can
is
get
about
that.
like actually
it's about giving.
Yeah. And I
yeah.
can do this in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's a scene and there's nothing real happening, like cuz we're both talking our actual thoughts.
Yeah.
But if it's just like some made up scenario and and I know that's what acting is. I'm not disrespecting it, but this is the way my brain takes it in. Mm-hmm. There's this scenario that's happening that's written that I don't have any connection to.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how you act like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the whole idea of it is like I'm supposed to have emotions about. I have very little emotions about things that involve me.
Yeah.
So you put them on a piece of paper and it's made up. I really don't have emotion. You know what I mean? It really is like.
I sometimes like to switch gears into a fantasy world. I don't really like to watch a lot of, like, I can't get into Game of Thrones, and I wish I could get into these types of shows, but I fucking can't. I like documentaries and I like to watch real shit. It's very hard for me to watch things that are fantasy.
Yeah, I love documentaries and yeah.
But I realize there is an element of it that's like, oh, I could just put in these real situations and make it real enough for me to just play with it. You know, like I sometimes write like short stories with like plots, and you know, I'm always a protagonist, and it just feels always.
That's your world.
My world is that I'm the shit in everything I write. And basically, it's just like the idea of like going into a situation that possibly is based off of something real.
I get
but
it.
Isn't real.
You're more talented than me.
Well, no.
I get it.
No.
All right?
No.
You've laid it out. You write, you act, you do comedy.
Ty.
You're a triple threat. I'm a one-trick pony.
Ty, that's not
I'm
what I'm
done.
saying. I'm just saying.
Done.
No, you have the ability to do that.
One-trick pony, and the trick isn't even good.
Ty doesn't even know you speak in pictures. When Ty speaks, I see a scene.
At least you still have this podcast.
Yeah, I still have this podcast until you kick my ass out of here. Until you get bored and you're like, hey.
Next episode, we're talking shit about Jill.
Don't cut all my fucking parts out either because I was fucking with the mic.
No, I hope that fucking with the mic doesn't slow us down.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't been touching the mic since then, but who knows? Maybe all the good shit is at the beginning when I fucked it up.
You know, I don't think there's a way to actually fuck it up.
Oh.
No, on a podcast, no, not really.
Yeah, and especially because, like, we're just chatting. Like, you know, there's no real, like, did you have any question you wanted to ask me? I started a new thing without telling you. Zach.
Let's have the guests ask questions to Ty.
The guests can ask me a question if they want to.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. I told you over text. I text you, like,
I
if
thought
you
that's
have
what you said, but then I didn't really.
Yeah, if you have a question.
Okay, I do have a question. I could totally make something up just right fucking now. Ty.
Chill.
Do you
I thought you said chill. Like, chill.
chill out? No. Do you? Okay, so I'm not like, okay. Do you date? I'm dating. I'm not really dating.
Is this
Actually,
question
at
about
all.
Ty or is it about you?
It's about me, but I'm asking Ty
Because that's where we're gonna start.
That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
then we'll get into the rest of the conversation.
Let me tell you, all these questions are about me, but I'm asking you.
Yeah, no.
So what do you think about
I know how to
me?
play into this one. No, I know how to play into this one. No, actually, I'm not dating. Like, I do Grinder. That really is what I do. Like, I joke about it a lot, and post the screenshots from my Grinder.
Yeah.
But like, I do a fair amount of Grinder. When I'm in LA, not as much, but because I have dogs, which sounds weird, but it's like, I don't really like going over to people's places because sometimes that can be a sketchy situation.
Yeah.
So like if I'm staying in a hotel or whatever, then I'll have Grinder people. I guess I'm saying too much about myself. But anyway, the point is.
No, you are not. This is what we want to know.
Yeah, but then when I'm at home, since I have my dogs, you know what I mean? I don't want to lock them up because I feel like a bad parent if I lock them up so I can fuck a trick. You know what I mean?
Gotta lock you up so I can.
Never mind the yelping in the bathroom. Can we just get this over with already?
Oh wow, that sounds like a beautiful life.
Yeah, so I don't like to do that. So in LA, I don't really Grinder as much, but I do Grinder, and so I'll do that. And then I feel like I have good friends. So like when it comes to the conversation part of a relationship and stuff like that, I don't really feel like I need that. Like I'm lacking that. And then when it comes to like cuddling and love, I have my 2 little dogs. So I feel like all bases are covered right now. I know that I'm more like eventually I'll end up in a relationship, but that'll happen naturally and after I've made it, because right now being a stand-up and trying to get like things actually going, I really don't have time to give to like the beginnings of a relationship.
It's about you.
It has to be. Yeah.
It's about you. It's very, very, very hard to have like a fucking relationship at this point.
And what's your situation?
My situation is like, you said you have like all the grounds covered, you know what I mean? Like you have the cuddling and all that bullshit. I mean, I didn't mean to call it bullshit.
It's bullshit though. It is. It's a lot of bullshit.
I feel like I'm a
it.
little bit, I don't know,
bullshit.
man. You know, I
But you're
definitely-
dating, right?
I'm what?
You're dating right now?
I'm kind of dating, but not really. Like I'm forcing is what I'm doing.
You know
I'm
what?
forcing a motherfucker to come over and then forcing him out.
You know what though? You're a newer comic.
Yeah.
So you should really, and you shouldn't get in a habit of telling people what they should do, but you should really just concentrate on stand-up. You're funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like at the beginning of stand-up really is all-consuming, and like I guess some people have started relationships, but I think like it's really best to like concentrate. Like you can worry about that stuff later, in my opinion. You know, like because like even like best case scenario, which is actually a terrible scenario, comics end up dating each other.
Yes.
And that always, like, one's going to be funnier, one's going to be getting more stuff, and the other one builds up certain resentments, and then there's the relationship going on, and then, like, you know, once you break up, you don't want to see each other at certain open mics.
And it's just like a drawing the lines between friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole dating other comedians and stuff like that. I think that's really hard.
If I were you, I would really just concentrate on just...
And here's where I will say this, okay, you guys are guys. You're men.
Yeah.
Well,
no, don't forget, Ty's the funniest female comic.
Oh, yeah. He's Ty. He's just Ty.
Man to man or woman to woman. Either way, we can talk.
Ty all around.
Switch teams.
But here's what it is. You know, it's like, I'm a newer comic, but I've been performing for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And I've just been doing other things. You know what I mean? And I've come into my own, and my own is definitely comedian. But whatever. Why am I talking about that? My point is, when you're a woman, your body starts wanting certain things, and it's just a longing for, and you can't fight it. You know, it's one of the curses. Now, if I fight it, I become almost masculine. I could feel it now. My fucking beard, like I don't. Fucking growing hair on my chest, not really. Okay, my titties are wonderful, but I'm fucking like, what am I? Am I a man now? I don't want to be a guy.
Welcome to the club, bro.
I don't want to keep my body
Wait.
from wanting certain things.
No,
Like, I
So
get baby
if girls
fever.
don't
We
have
get-
sex, then they grow hair? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. First of all, girls grow hair regardless. We're just hiding that from you. Okay, let me not go into that because it's freaking you out.
No,
Here's
No,
what
I know.
I'm
I
actually
know what-
interested. No,
I know
I'm-
what women go through.
Women go through so much shit.
That's why I
'Cause
do that. Like,
It's
yeah, it's
terrible.
yeah.
I
You
saw-
guys, it's not an easy road.
It's
I'm
not
not thinking
easy.
it's.
Women's lives aren't easy.
I remember waking up in bed with my ex, and I roll over, and I kind of see her mustache growing in that day, and I was just like, "Is this me? Like, did I do that to her? Like, is this something like I didn't know what to think? Like,
No, that's
Yeah,
just,
when I was young,
we're
I used to shave my
human.
legs, and even that was a lot of fucking work.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, like that alone was just like,
Oh,
I couldn't do it.
yeah.
how do you think I feel? Like I can't do shit with my arms or like my legs.
Beard trimmer.
Beard trimmer?
Beard trimmer is what you do for that kind of manscaping, and it's great. Yeah, you put it on like a 2 or a 1, makes you look really nice.
Oh,
Oh
it's got real mannish in here now. Why the fuck do you need arms without hair?
no, I just feel
No,
like look
answer.
at. Do you really think this is
For
like?
fisting, do you fist? No,
No,
I'm
I
so
don't.
sorry.
He's straight.
Doesn't mean you can't fist. What
No.
do you mean?
Yeah,
you can
but-
do that to a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But
Not me though.
I think women would be so much more like not about that.
those
Like
are
that's
only
gotta be
porn
a
girls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once
Porn girls
in a
are
while,
like,
you're
yeah,
not gonna
put your
fuck.
whole forearm in my whatever.
And like, wait. I've always wanted to ask this question. I've always wanted to ask this question because I know gay guys take poppers. Don't poppers not even last long?
Poppers, you know what? I can tell you honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with poppers because one time I realized how dirty that story was about to get, and
I
I
can see your eyes like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if like you're looking afar.
yeah,
like it's
we'll not do
actually
that
going
story.
up in
Let's
the-
just say I don't do
No.
poppers.
Oh man, what was it gonna be? Come on.
No,
finish
I
it.
wish I could. Another
probably
one. Not
real
the
nasty.
second. It is. That's the problem.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no, I respect you for admitting. You know, I think that's one of the problems I have with like, because every once in a while I talk shit about feminism, and
Yeah.
I've been more specific in calling it white bitch feminism, which, yeah, I like, I'm just not doing it. Like as far. But like, my problem is I hate when women act like there is not a difference between men and women in the way we think and the way our bodies
Yeah.
work. Like I
Yes.
hate that because we're
Yes.
bullshitting each other.
Yeah, we are, because men do think differently. I think about men in the way that they think about sex.
Yeah.
Even the way you think about sex is so much different than the way that I think, and I'm willing to accept that, though. I want that. I want a different creature for me to exist. I don't need you to believe everything I believe.
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't make, it makes things not fun.
Yeah.
I want to, I like the opposition of opinions. Like, I feel like it's really fucking important.
Yeah.
But
So
we can't accept that.
so you want someone to like pretty much you want someone to chase you.
Look, you turned it into something negative.
Yeah.
No, no,
you
no, no.
didn't
Fucking
say-
turn
She
it into
didn't
something
say
negative.
nothing
Because I always
like
view
that.
the way I
say
view
that.
it is like if you're in a relationship, the guy will always be asking for sex. Now, granted, girls do ask for sex, but it's just like I've always view like I'm a guy, I always would want sex, and it's always up to the girl to say yes or no. And most likely, like if we're doing it every day, then after a while, it's going to turn into no.
You know why it's going to turn into no? Because it's much harder to take a dick to the back of your throat than it is to, like, eat a vagina.
But I will always be able to eat. Like that's the thing. Like I will always be able. So for a girl,
Guy
no, that's the thing. Like
started in one of those podcasts.
I didn't know you guys were gonna get all dirty and straight on me.
Wait, was this supposed to be PG?
I held back on the popper story, and now you two just went
So when you eat booty hole, how do you feel? I'm sorry.
No, I don't mind at all. It's just rare that I'm
sisters.
the most.
But
Can we talk about this now with the
Can
popper
I
story?
just say that it's harder though because you're just eating a somewhat flat surface, and a girl has to take. No, this is something that I've realized for myself. I can't even if I'm in love with some guy or whatever, just to have to deal with your penis on a day-to-day basis, it loses its I don't want to after a while. It's a lot of work. Penises are just so much work.
No,
man.
well, you just got to figure them out. Like, you know what I mean? There's
It's
a couple
not that I
different
don't
techniques
want him. It's not that I
that
don't
seem
want
to
I'm
hold
talking-
true for everybody.
This is
You know what I
for
mean? There's
women,
like one of
but-
maybe like 3 different strokes, or like some it's
For
hold the
different
base.
folks.
So it's,
There are some women. There are some
There you
women
go.
who love dick the way
you're
that
feeling
like,
me.
There are some women that love dick that just love it.
It's
You
because
know
they
what I
figured it
mean?
out. For them, it's like Pokemon.
That's true.
They're like, I'm gonna make
That's
this
true.
motherfucker come.
But
I'm gonna
there's-
catch this
Yeah,
as my
this
Pokemon.
is-
But
Yeah,
there's
this
but there's other women
Gonna
who
catch
are
this shot real
only-
quick is what's gonna happen, bitch.
I'm trying to tell. You got listen. Fucking listen to me.
Hey, with the-
I'm trying to let you know the women who are stopping the fucking with you.
Yeah.
Why they do it. It is because we lose interest in your dick. First of all, you need to be spontaneous. You can't just give me the same shit all the time. It's just like men always want a woman to be new for him.
So you don't want your pussy to be eaten?
That's not what I'm saying. He always wanted to switch my words.
No. I'm
I'm
just
not saying
saying.
nothing about pussies being eaten. You can eat my pussy for decades. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, you're not okay. You have to.
She's saying
It's
it's
just
not
like-
your okay. Your guys' conversation is a good example of it for you. Like, you keep talking about sex, and I'm not saying that in like a bad way, or you know what I mean, but it's
Yeah.
just like what it's third party. Like, you keep talking about sex, and she's talking about the other stuff that goes with it. Like, yes, you can
And
fuck
his
all the
mind
time
is
and
like,
whatever
so
else.
You don't want your pussy ate? And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the combo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the sex can be there,
That's-
but there's got to be the other stuff too, like maybe the romantic side or the, nurturing side. There's got to be stuff that goes with it,
It's
'cause
just
you
like
get bored
men.
with just the dick.
The way that men always have to have a woman be sexually appealing to him. So if a bitch looks the same way her entire life and y'all get married and she just keeps looking the same way, a little fatter, you're going to get used to her and you're going to want other pussy because you're a man. And
Nah.
you sick of seeing the same shit. I mean, you're not 40 years married.
You know
I-
what?
I
I'm a
would-
person that's never happy with anybody long term.
Okay,
Like,
No,
can we
I'm
listen
the
to
same way.
Ty?
No, I'm the
I
same way.
always
No.
want
But like, hold
something
on. Like, okay, you guys are still viewing me as a dog right here. Like, okay, like, let me just explain real quick, okay? I see it this way. I am
Jill
like
don't want
Ty-
her pussy ate.
She don't want her pussy.
I'm just gonna say.
ate.
I'm just gonna call it out right now.
You
She
guys
don't want
no,
her pussy
listen to
ate.
me. You guys don't listen.
Y'all don't
I
wanna
want to
listen to
eat
me.
pussy.
She doesn't want her
You want to
pussy
talk
ate.
about lies
I'm
to your
seeing it in
face?
that.
Damn
Jill
it.
is
I
lying
wanna
to you right
fucking
now. She
talk-
don't want her pussy ate.
All right.
Go
Real
ahead.
quick.
Okay,
Go
what
ahead,
do you-
yeah.
No,
We'll be
I'm
quiet.
the same way as Ty in the sense that, like, if I'm in a long car ride, then it has to be a person that I respect, or else I'm gonna fucking like lose my shit. Like, I can't like
Yes,
slap him around.
okay.
Yeah, like I'm like
Okay.
that. But at the same time, like, I have people that have been growing up all my life that I still am like comfortable being like friends with, or just even like if I ever like get the chance and like if I like a girl and then like she goes like, yeah, now's the time, it's the opportunity, then like I'll fucking date them. But like it's only because like if I see them the way that they are, either I need to see their value go up in terms of like they want to improve, or like their desires are like attainable, then yes, I want to see that. I don't want to see their stock crash in the sense that like she ends up like doing something that she shouldn't be doing or anything else. And I
So-
expect her to have the same like responsibility,
Yeah.
like yeah, the same thing for me. So
So you just like a bitch to not get comfortable. You want a woman. I'm sorry, I keep saying bitch. You want a woman who has some ambition about her.
Yes.
Okay, that's just normal. That's just normal.
Yeah.
What I was talking about was when you're with a girl, if you guys are dating long term, you're eventually going to get used to how she fucking looks. And when you get used to her face and when you get used to her body and her pussy, you're going to be like, this is something I know already. Not that you won't want it, but you already know it. So when you see a new girl and you're interested in checking that out, then you want to check that out. Well, it's the same for women. I don't think men like to believe that, but it's the same for us.
So you're saying that
when we're with the guy long term, we're used to you too, and we're used to your penis, and it makes us like, I already know what that's about, so I don't want to have sex today.
So are you actually like? This is what I'm trying to get from you.
Is it like you played capture the flag and you already captured that flag?
Are you actually...
I'm not talking about me personally, guys. I'm just saying in general.
But,
I'm a philosopher.
Like are you looking for an actual relationship, or do you just want someone to hang out with for a while?
I'm not looking for a relationship. If it comes, it comes. I'm actually not looking for a relationship.
I don't believe you.
I'm not, but like... something in my body kind of does want some normality.
You don't think your body's calling for you to get pregnant, do you?
I think it is.
Oh.
I have baby fever like crazy.
Jill.
I'm 27, and not a lot of women will admit that to you, especially in Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah, that's true. But
I'm being courageous, and I'm saying, yeah, I do feel that sometimes. Like, I'm a fucking human being, you know what I mean? And there are a lot of women who are in this business who are like, they're like, oh, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to worry about my business. And then they just keep going and going higher and higher in the business, just bitter, mean bitches, because they ignored their body.
Anything's possible, and we all got to find our own path, so...
You do.
When God tells you to do something.
I'm not going to say that I'm not willing to be that woman to, but I also like, I like to acknowledge what's genuinely happening with me in my body.
Yeah. You have to.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. It's true.
But,
nobody can judge you for that. Whatever's I get
it's just anatomy.
Yeah. I think of everything. I'm a little too analytical about everything. So like my thinking would be different, but I get like different people are wired different ways.
That's true.
That's why I'm telling you. There's like 3 dick techniques. So once you have those down,
that you just want
I beat the game.
Yeah, everybody's
I
fucking.
come from, you know where I come from, Ty? I come from like.
You can knock them out pretty quick.
I come from like this 2-parent home, 2-parent Christian home.
Me too, except for the Christian part.
But I got totally wired in a way that was like, I don't want to waste my time a lot of the time with like just having sex, because I don't feel anything, and I don't come from that. I don't come. I literally don't C-U-M. I don't come. If I
I got you the first time. Anytime somebody says
okay, you got it the first time.
I don't come.
Anytime.
No, I don't come.
Yeah, I knew.
I don't see you in.
It was like 2. I got it. Come. You don't come from that.
It's a curse, though.
It's not your background. Like, it just fucking, I got it.
Do you think that's a curse?
What, you don't come?
No, well, yeah, definitely that's a curse.
You always get the wrong shit. Where are we time-wise?
58.
58 minutes.
Done.
All right, everybody.
Okay, yeah.
This has been an absolutely lovely chat. Some people might think we fell apart right at the end, but I really felt like we came together. We came together. We didn't fall apart. We came together.
Yes, we did. We came.
If we want to find Jill.
Oh, please go and add me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Jill, Jil, just one L, _ Chrissie. I'm so sorry. CHRISSIE. I'm laughing because a lot of people can't find me because that's a really stupid fucking name to spell. But
it's your name, and once you come up with a little memorization,
like jingle.
Yeah, get it something for people. But again, you guys, if you want to know, it's at Jill just one L, JIL _ Chrissie, CHRISSIE.
Yes.
That's where
Thank
you
you
can
for
find
saving
her.
me. That's
I tried.
Thank you,
I'm not the best
No,
at it,
no,
but I
you
tried.
totally saved
And
that.
yeah,
Thank
Jill Christie, please hit her up, check her out. She's definitely great.
do you want me to say your Twitter handle?
No, I mean
You
they
don't-
know
you got that?
to find me at America's Favorite Fag, and then that's where they find everything. Go to americasfavoritefag.com and you'll find everything there. Zach, where are we finding you?
So it's Zach Elk on Twitter.
Let us know how you guys like the conversation. I'll be figuring out how to put this on iTunes as well soon. So everybody, thank you for listening. Jill, Chrissie, thank you for coming
Thank you
and
so
hanging out.
much. Thank you.
Zach, thank you like always.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody, or
Bye.
bye, or wherever you are in your day.